Hey guys, Matt here. About a month ago I enrolled at the Hillsboro Aero Academy and I've been pursuing getting my private pilot's license. I have completed the prerequisite ground and classroom portions of their training program, and I have logged a couple flights prior to today, but they were really more introductory type flights where I only got to handle the aircraft for a small portion of the time in the air, just to familiarize me with the controls and make sure I don't freak out during maneuvers, things like that. Today's flight was the first one where I got to control the aircraft for the majority of the flight, and I really had a lot of fun today. It was, I still haven't done any takeoffs or landings. I'm actually going to be doing some of those for my next flight lesson, but I got to practice some medium and steep bank turns, and definitely really enjoyed myself today. Unfortunately, the way I set the GoPro up, I left it on the wide field of view. And because it was relatively dark inside of the cockpit, everything out the windows was really overexposed. So for a good portion of the video, everything's really just whited out. So I'm not going to leave the entire video up here. I'm just going to edit it out to the more interesting portions. And for my next flight, I'll make sure I set up the GoPro with a narrow field of view so that problem isn't a recurring problem. So sit back and watch, and let's take to the air.
Okay, key in ignition. Okay, key in ignition. Alright, starting engine. Fuel shutoff valve on. Okay, it's on. Okay. Circuit breaker's in. Okay, they're in. Okay, mixture rich, so full rich. Throttle open 1/4 inch, so it's right about there. Okay, carb heat off. Flashing beacon.
We don't have, but we turn on the strobe, yeah.
Okay. Prime as required, not today, it's pretty hot, so. Okay, prop area is clear. Master switch on.
Make sure you call out for like clear prop.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you make sure you clear left, clear right, front, and behind.
Okay.
Before starting. Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. Clear prop.
So 119.3 and 122.7.
121.7.
Oh, 121.7.
Yeah. But first, after the avionics, we have to lean the mixture, right? Right? Mixture ground lean. So we go to 12.
Okay.
And then I want you to do this.
Okay. So I'm watching the RPM to see if it increases.
It'll increase a little and then drop.
Okay.
Once it starts to drop, we go 1, 2, 3.
One on arrival approved.
X1 on X1 approved for 714.
Okay, I'm getting a little increase.
It's close. Now, a little more. It's gonna Yeah, yeah. If it's looking like it's gonna die like this, you can go this way, and then you come back to where it should be, okay?
Okay.
Averagely, but that's okay.
Boy, it's quick. I was turning really slow.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Nice.
Okay.
Now you go back to 1,000. Okay?
Okay.
And then you verify just the strobe is on or the beacon.
Okay.
And then you go flaps up to 0 all the way.
Okay.
And look both ways. Just check if the flaps are really being raised.
Okay. And they're up both ways.
Now you get the weather.
Okay. And that one was 122.65.
127.65.
Oh, I scribbled too much. 127.65.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just go 1, 2.
Temperature 30, dew point 14, altimeter 2991. Visual approaches in use. Landing and departing runway 31 left, 31 right. The runway 2 PAPI are out of service. Helicopters operating to the taxiway, surface to 1000. Advise on initial contact, your information Oscar. Hillsboro Airport information Oscar, 1953 Zulu weather. Wind 040 at 6, visibility 10, sky clear. Temperature 30, dew point 14, altimeter 2991. Visual approaches in use. Landing and departing runway 31 left, 31 right.
Okay,
runway
so
2 PAPI are out of service.
our altimeter setting's
Helicopters operating to the taxiway,
29.9 or 1.
surface to 1000. Advise on initial contact.
So a little below the first stop. Yeah.
Right there.
Because each one is 2.
And it says about 208, so we know we're about right.
Oscar,
Okay.
1953 Zulu
Now
weather.
we can get rid of 80s and put the ground frequency, and then tower frequency is already on standby. So.
Yep. Okay. All right. So this is all I need for Oscar, right? I got my altimeter, time. I got our surface winds at 040 at 6 knots. Visibility 10 miles clear, and temperature is 30, dew point 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, they're gonna say everything about the notices, the notices to airmen. You don't have to write down all of them. Just I'll show you where to go and print all of them, and you make sure that the ones they are saying are the same.
Okay.
Okay. And if there is any additional, then you write down.
Okay.
And then you get rid of it. Okay.
All right.
Now you can make your call.
The 470
So you tell them
understand you want to southeast.
who you're calling, who you are, where you are. So, Hillsboro ground, Cessna 6308 Quebec, at HA. Request taxi to 311 run-up area. Okay?
Okay.
With information Oscar, or just with Oscar.
Okay.
Westbound departure.
Okay.
Okay? So, every time, who you're talking to, who you are, where you are, what's your request.
Okay.
If you are aware of the information.
Okay. So I'll say Hillsboro ground, Cessna 6308 Quebec. Request
At HA.
request taxi to the run-up area for departure, runway 31 left. And I have Oscar. I have Oscar.
Yeah, and westbound departure.
Westbound departure. Okay.
Yeah. Every first call we have to say where we're going, what we're doing. Okay?
Okay. All right, you want me to go ahead and make that call?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
If you can't do it, like if you can't remember everything, he'll let you know and I can help you. It's no problem.
Okay.
Okay?
Hillsboro ground, Cessna 6308 Quebec at HAA. Request taxi to the run-up area, runway 31 left for westbound departure, and we have Oscar.
Nice.
Cessna 630 Quebec, Hillsboro ground, takes runway 31 left, run-up area at your discretion.
Taxi run-up area at my discretion, 6308 Quebec.
Good. See? Now, you just grab the yoke here, because it's going to be easier to
roll.
To roll. And you increase power just enough. And then, as it starts, you reduce the throttle and check your brakes. Okay? That's the very first thing we do. And then you tell me your controls.
Okay, your controls.
My controls. I have controls. So I'm gonna check my brakes too, so make sure I'm turning here, my brakes work, in the turn 2. And yeah, my brakes work. Your controls?
Okay, I have the controls?
You have the controls.
Okay.
Make sure you apply a little more right rudder to be on center line. And I'll help you with this. Keep your head moving, make sure you clear right, say clear right, clear left.
Okay, clear right, clear left.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go in between those two planes there.
And stop here.
Okay.
Good. Make sure when right prior to adding brake, you reduce power a little.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we'll go ahead and do our
Before takeoff check.
before takeoff check. So brakes are set, cabin doors are closed, flight controls are free and correct. So I go ahead and
Elevators free.
elevators.
Correct. Ailerons are free and correct.
Yep. And then rudder. Okay, free and correct.
Okay.
Okay, flight instruments, check and set.
Flight instruments, so airspeed 0 should be 0.
Yep.
Attitude indicator, wings level and straight within 5 degrees.
Okay.
Okay. Altimeter,
About 2
field elevation, pretty much, and 29901. So double check, it's 29901.
Yep.
Then you go for the turn coordinator.
Okay.
Bow centered, wings level, no cracks, leaks, or bubbles. Actually, yeah, it's okay here.
Yep.
And then you go
So we got
310.
Yep.
Use caution because this one is opposite, okay?
Right.
It increases to the left. This one increases clockwise, okay?
Okay.
So 310. Gotta push and turn, yeah.
Okay. 310. All right. So
And the
radios.
vertical speed is showing 0 or so, okay?
Okay. Okay. Radios and avionics. We're still standby on our transponder. The radio's set. We're still set to ground. And we have our air tower in standby. Okay, fuel shutoff valve
On.
still on. Okay, trim set to takeoff, and it is. Okay, mixture set for altitude.
So you can increase the mixture just a little, but it's still set for altitude.
Okay. So we run our throttle up to 1700 RPM.
Yeah.
Make sure I got the brakes good here.
Transport ground Cessna 478 Alpha Romeo at Hillsboro Aero Acedemy.
Okay, car beat. We're going to check our car beat. So we look for a drop. And we got about 50 RPM drop. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn it back off.
I forgot to tell you. During the run-up, we close the window, okay?
Okay. Makes it a little easier to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to check our mags. Max 125, 50 left to right. So we're going to go to our check our right first, so 2 clicks.
1, 2.
Okay, we got about 100 RPM drop. Okay,
1, 2.
1, 2, and then back to the left.
1.
Same, okay.
Good.
Okay, ammeter check. Good there.
Ammeter, you go.
I'll turn the alternator off. Okay, we got.
If you can't see the light, you just have to check if it's discharged.
Okay,
Then you turn it on.
discharging.
Make sure it recharges. That's all we have to check.
Okay. Instruments check. So oil pressure and temperature are good. That's our only 2 engine instruments, right?
And no, we have oil temperature, oil pressure, and suction gauge.
Oh, and suction. Okay. All right. Throttle idle check. So we'll run it down to full idle. Make sure it idles.
Yeah, all the way.
Okay, we're at idle.
Then make sure it works with idle and the propane on. It drops a little. Open the window again.
Okay.
And it goes up. Back to mode.
Okay, and then 1000 RPM.
Yes. And then I bring the mixture back to where it was.
Okay. All right.
Situation. We're going to the last practice area to work on the proper use of trim. So I'll have you practice stable climbs, stable descents, coordinated turns.
Okay.
And both of them together too. So
Okay.
we'll make sure we'll go to 3,500.
All right.
Okay.
3,500. Okay, flaps set for takeoff. We are zero.
Normal takeoff.
And then takeoff briefing.
Yeah. The takeoff briefing, I have to give you the steps for the takeoff briefing later, but it's pretty much, if we have an engine failure during the takeoff roll, we're going to close the throttles and apply brakes.
Okay.
If it happens after lifting up, but with runway remaining still, we're going to pitch for best glide speed, which is 60, inland on the remaining runway. If it happens after lifting up but below 1,000 feet AGL with no engine remaining, no runway remaining, we're going for any available surface within 30 degrees inside.
Right.
If it happens at or above 1,000 feet AGL, then we're gonna return to the opposite runway, which is runway 13 right in this case. Okay. So that's pretty much the takeoff briefing. And two special things that I like to make sure is that during any emergency, I'll take over controls. So I'll save my controls, and you'll let go of the controls, and I'll take over controls. And in order to work as a crew, I can take the controls, and you can take the radios. Okay. But in this case, I will do both of them. But after you're close to the first stage, close to solo, and you have all your radio communications down, then you can take the radios and I take the controls. Okay? And in this case, if we have to turn back, we're gonna turn to the left because we don't wanna invade the 3-1 right departure path. Okay?
I understand.
So that's pretty much the takeoff.
Okay, so that's the run up.
Yeah, and this lineup, this mist here, we do once we're there, waiting for takeoff. Okay, so we make our call now.
Okay, so our call now would be Hillsboro ground, Cessna 6308 Quebec, request taxi to runway 31 left. That's it. Okay.
And make sure you say 0, don't say O, okay?
Okay.
And after he starts to call you like 08 Quebec, just say the last 3.
Okay.
Okay?
Hillsboro ground, Cessna 6308 Quebec, request taxi, runway 31 left.
Cessna 0 Quebec, runway 31 left, taxi via Alpha 8.
Taxi via Alpha 8, 6308 Quebec.
Make sure you say the runway. Taxi 31 left via Alpha 8.
Okay.
But it's okay, he didn't.
Okay.
But usually we say that, okay?
Okay.
31 left via Alpha 8. Now we can go.
Okay.
Make sure you clear right, clear left before you go.
Okay.
And you can go.
Clear right, clear left.
Okay. Good. You can go a little more.
Whoops.
Oops. Go to the right. You can add more power. Just enough. And now leave the power at 1,000. Make sure you clear right, then you clear left. Make sure you go here. It's very hard.
The rudder isn't as responsive as I thought it would be.
Yeah. It has a little bit like
Archer, Hillsboro ground.
You can go a little more.
Alpha 8P with Oscar.
Always sure that you clear right and left because you're crossing a taxiway, okay?
Okay.
Archer 473 Alpha, Hillsboro ground, taxi runway 31 left, runway for at your discretion, stay directional flight.
Then we
Here
switch
you
to
switch. Make sure you stop. You can swing the aircraft a little to the right to to check if final.
Cessna 900 public contact front line departure.
1,000 and you can make your call. Hillsboro Tower, Cessna 6308 Quebec. Runway 31 left at Alpha 8. Runway 31 left at Alpha 8. It's ready for takeoff.
Okay.
And they'll clear you for takeoff or tell you to hold short of 31 left at Alpha 8.
Alright, so it's Hillsboro Tower, Cessna 6308 Quebec, at Alpha 8, ready for takeoff.
Or you
runway
can say
31 left.
31 left at Alpha 8. Because if Alpha 8 extends outside the runway, it could be another runway.
Okay. And so I need to switch here. This is the tower frequency.
No, this is the tower.
That's tower, so we already switched.
I did.
Okay, alright.
You can make your call now.
Okay. Hillsboro Tower, Cessna 6308 Quebec at Alpha 8 at runway 31 left, ready for departure.
Cessna 6308 Quebec, Hillsboro Tower, runway 31 left at Alpha 8, clear for takeoff westbound.
Yeah. Clear for takeoff westbound, Cessna 6308 Quebec.
Okay. We can go in here on the lineup check to go mixture, instruments, seat belts, transponder to altitude.
Okay.
And then we write down the time. So this is 13:45. Make sure finals clear. They have just lifted off. You go for center line, you can apply a little more power, just enough. Make sure you're on center line, and on center line, my controls.
Okay, your controls.
So on center line, we have to adjust for runway heading, which is 308. And then we go windows close.
Okay, windows closed.
Okay, if there is any wind coming from the east, we go ailerons like this. Okay?
Okay.
But the winds are pretty calm. And then we go heels on the floor.
Heels
here,
on the floor, okay.
And go easy on the brake, on the rudder. Okay, just enough. Try to feel what I'm doing.
Okay.
When it's hot, we like to level up to gain speed.
Okay.
And then we go. Okay. And I like to have those air vents here so we can get freshen up.
Okay.
Okay. So if there is any bump like this, make sure we correct rudder and aileron together all the time, okay?
Okay. We're checking to make sure we're still rudder center line, or
if
sorry,
we
runway
have to
center
turn a
line.
little to the left, we do. Just make sure.
Okay. Better to turn to the left so we don't invade that 3-1 right space, right?
It's always better to maintain runway center line, but if we have to make the mistake, it's better to do it to the left.
Right.
Okay. So as we get to 900, we start turning crosswind, okay?
Okay.
So make sure we keep our head over our tower open. Okay, all the time.
Holding short, 3-1 left, alpha.
So first, before turning, clear left, make sure it's clear. And then we go rudder and aileron together.
2,700 descending is in Apache northbound, runway 31 left at Alpha 8, clear for takeoff.
So left, alpha 8, clear for takeoff, still 3 alpha.
And then we maintain the aileron neutral or a little to the right, just enough not to overbank. Because if we let it be like this, it'll overbank. Okay?
Right.
So here, as we climb, we go rudder and aileron together, shallow bank. We turn about 30 degrees and check for blind spots. So we're gonna check for that one. See if there's any traffic there. Then we're gonna go this way. Check for traffic, so we keep looking outside all the time. Okay? It's really important to look for traffic, and while we practice this traffic avoidance, we're climbing, and now we're gonna do a recline checklist.
Okay. So this one here.
Yeah, airspeed.
Airspeed at 70.
So we check.
Flaps up.
Flaps are up.
Okay, throttle full.
Controls.
Yeah, the controls.
Yeah, the controls. Now I want you to level up in 4006.
Okay, 4006.
So pitch. Let the airspeed increase a little, and you're just pitching for level like you are. Let the airspeed increase above 80 or so.
Okay.
You stream just left.
There is a 75494 Papa, about 3 miles to the west, Jam Hill. Maneuvering ground reference, stays on pylon, towards practice area.
Okay. So, every level up, pitch, power trim.
Okay.
Delta Break up 700 feet, 8 miles to the west of Bank. Full flight stall, both practice area.
West practice area, Tempest, 630 Quebec. 1 mile to the north of Forest Grove, 4,500 level. Practicing
proper use of trim will be in between banks and force growth all the time at this altitude. West practice.
West practice area, Cessna 6342 Lima, north of banks, going to be maneuvering between 3 and 4,000.
Yeah, it's much smoother up here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got
Take your hands off now. Perfect. See?
Okay.
Now I want you to clear left and turn 180, turn north, okay? So
Okay.
clear left first, rudder and aileron together.
Okay.
Now you go. I want you to turn 30 degrees of bank.
Okay.
No, one hit there. Okay? Yeah, make sure you add some back pressure just enough to maintain level.
Footbreak stereo,
Looking
177
outside.
Delta 3,400 feet, 8 miles to the west of Banks Slope Light Stalls. West practice area.
North, roll out. Rudder and aileron together, nice.
Yeah, I went a little too far there, but
Yeah, that's why you want to roll out, for example, if you're climbing or descending, you want to start leveling off at about 10% of the rate of climb and about halfway through the amount of bank you're applying, okay? So if you're turning 20 degrees, you roll out 10 degrees before. Make sure you roll out nice and smooth, and then as you roll out, you should be at your assigned heading, okay?
okay.
Climb, so how do you climb?
Okay, so full throttle, and then pitch up for was 67.
Yeah, so
Okay.
do it.
So full throttle,
Western Sky, that's 49er,
little right rudder,
49er, 49er,
pitch up for 67.
1,900,
Just enough. You should be able to see your eyes into the sides, and now you trim just enough. 1, 2.
West practice area, 177 Road Delta 3,500 feet over Gales Creek, maneuvering slope light. West practice area.
So we're going to 4,600, or
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 4,000.
area,
So high.
4 miles south of
So if we're climbing at about 400 feet,
planning to maneuver banks
when it gets like 40, below 5,000, you start leveling off, okay? And
Okay.
about 10% of
Sorry, where did you say you were, Mark? We're a mile south of Banks. We'll be maneuvering northward of this area.
It is harder to climb up here. Pretty slow climb.
Yeah. Very hot day.
So once we're at about 40, I'll start to level off. So pitch power, or pitch, let the airspeed
And
increase.
about now, yeah, pitch level first. Now
Okay.
5,000.
Let the
Don't it
airspeed
descend.
increase.
Yeah. At about 80, a little above 80. Make sure you pull back just enough to be 5,000. Now right at above 80, reduce power to 23. Okay, now that's okay. Make sure you stay at 23, don't below.
And trim.
Trim. Just enough for level.
West practice, Cessna 6342 Lima. About 3 miles north the bank.
Good. Now I want you to turn left back to south heading. So make sure you
Okay.
clear left.
So we clear left. Okay. So 30 degrees bank.
As you turn, don't let the nose drop. You see the cowling going with the horizon? That's the side picture we want. See? We're climbing just a little bit. You just don't add too much back pressure. Now it's dropping a little. Just make sure you wait.
We're heading northwest of Johnny.
So I'm watching for traffic at the same time.
Keep your eyes moving. There's a traffic way above us over there. Cruising
Yep.
along.
We can't get up there, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so, especially today. If we get up to like 8,000 today, it's too much. I don't think we can do it. So, a very good tip for hot weather flying. Every single time, every single hot weather day, we'll have this hazy layer pretty much every day.
Okay.
During like really sunny hours, like not early mornings or late afternoons, but like afternoons, like noon and a little later, but not too late afternoons, we'll have this hazy layer. And every time we climb above 3,005, pretty much if we climb to 4,005, it's guaranteed it's gonna be smooth.
Okay.
The bumpy shouldn't bother us, but we want to be smooth. If we can climb, if it's skies clear, the higher we are, the safer we are. And also more altitude. If we have an engine failure, we have more time to think.
Okay. So is this Highway 26 we're passing over here? And
Yeah.
Highway 26 and Highway 8. Okay.
Sunset Highway 26.
Yep.
And that's the town of Banks.
Yep.
And that's the airport.
Yep.
Hillsboro. And then Forest Grove is in front of us. And that peak in the distance is called Bald Peak.
Okay.
So we use that as a reference sometimes.
Heading north, west side traffic. West practice air traffic, Cessna 630 in Quebec, about 3 miles to the west of Banks, level 5,000 feet, practicing steep turns, west practice.
West practice area, Cessna 49824, about 2 miles east of Banks, maneuvering at 2,800, shutdown, west practice.
Step on.
West practice area, Cessna 49824, 2 miles east of Banks, maneuvering at 2,700, shutdown, west practice.
Now I want to maintain this altitude, just go calmly with the horizon.
2,500 feet, 2 miles south of Henry Hines Lake, southbound, 3,500, what's that?
The steep bank is...
170 Bravo Delta, 4,000 feet, 10 miles to the west of Banks, steep turns, west practice area.
Rudder and aileron together. That's Bald Peak pretty much. My front, pitch power trim. I started a little lower, so as long as I'm able to recognize and fix it, that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you go full power, 67, make sure it's nice and trimmed. And this maneuver you'll do it like just prior to your stage 2, so you're far away. I'm just showing you how it looks like because it's a little fun.
Yeah.
Okay? And how and just to show you how the side picture would look like. So, but your turns are like awesome, perfect. So you're able to maintain altitude. I want you to show me a 180 degree turn to the right.
Okay. My controls. Okay. So clear right.
Okay.
Okay, so 180 degrees to the right.
Nice. Just enough, not too much. There's a high lake over there.
About 1 mile southeast of Gaston, heading north, 3,500 and west practice channel.
Right at 30 degrees.
Hello.
Rudder and
170 Bravo Delta, 4 miles bank,
more back pressure will be required.
3,600.
Yep.
North, I want you to roll out.
4521, so returning tree, 1,700, Chandeling up.
Pretty much north, so very good. Maintained altitude. See? Just so you can see that the furthest you go on the bank, the more
Back pressure.
back pressure is required.
Right.
So
Got a traffic down there.
Down
Us down below.
Okay.
It's a couple hundred feet below us.
So I'll make my call.
West practice air traffic, Cessna 630, Quebec just north of the turning tree, level 5,000 feet, west practice.
So every time they talk,
West practice air, Delta, 3,700 feet, 6 miles west northwest of turning tree, headed back to Hillsboro, west practice air.
Okay. Every time they talk, we make sure we stop talking and listen to them and build the picture of where they are. Okay. I still have to give you the West Practice chart so you can locate yourself. You see Saddle Mountain over there?
Yep.
I want you to turn to the left.
Turn.
About 3 miles. I want you to point towards Saddle Mountain. There's a traffic there, you see now?
I see him.
So they're down way below us, so it's no factor in this case. Saddle Mountain, we go rudder and aileron together. All the way until we're pointed towards them. I see some cloud layers way in the distance there.
Right.
So it might be IFR. A couple miles from the shore.
When I left home, my house is about 3 miles in from the coast, and it was fogged in right down to the ground. So
every summer is like this. We
Yeah.
we
Razor Drive 121,
get excited to go to Astoria.
standalone 3000.
We have to cancel it, and everything is clear here. See, now we're 90. Good. And now I want you to show me a descent, turning this, descending left turn.
okay.
Okay, so I want you to descend to 4,005.
So 4,005. Okay. So we'll look at our descent checklist.
You can
First,
first.
170 Bravo Delta, 3,500 feet west end of Forest Grove, and bound to Hillsboro. Left all, West Practice area.
Okay. First you do. So cut lead first.
Okay.
Power to 15. And then you let the pitch go down, but not too much. You add some nose up trim. We don't want to go down too much. Just at about 5 to 700 feet per minute descent. It's okay.
Okay.
And descending, try to descend at about 80. Don't let the airspeed burn off. Keep the descent rate. And I want you to level up at 4,005.
Okay. What heading should I level, or what heading should I level?
210.
210.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have to level up before leveling the wings, do it. Okay? You should be able to do both. Yeah. Now, pitch. Power, 23. Now you can go full power just to get back to your assigned altitude, full power all the way. And as you go full power, you go carb heat out.
Okay.
Ferry 4521, turn tree, 2,700, Chandel on 3,000.
Now I want you to turn to 090.
West Turn, 749er,
Okay. 090.
over, Carl,
So the clearing turn.
3,500,
Okay.
Turn. If you need to climb in a turn, what do? Increase power just enough. Pitch up. Make sure you don't overbank.
Okay, and I'll...
Now a little past 4,005. Then you go pitch
West
power.
Practice Sirius 824, a mile north of Banks, maneuvering 4,000 to West Practice.
Okay, and then trim.
A little nose down, just enough. And now we're pointing towards Mount Nine.
Yep.
Okay. And then trim, make sure one full turn back and then leave your lights off, but I like to leave it on, especially when it's like nice and hazy. Like
Okay.
today. And instruments are in the green, so first checklist complete.
Alright.
Okay? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I want you to get 80s while flying, okay?
Okay.
So I want you to turn to the north, standard rate turn, which is about 15 in between the two.
Okay.
Maintaining altitude and get in the 80s, okay?
Alright, so the clearing turn. I got traffic right there to my left.
I see him too.
Okay.
But he's going north, westbound.
Okay, well, go
I'll
ahead.
keep an eye on him and while we fly and
Okay.
get the A's, okay? There's another one below there. Tell them that I'm just southwest of lanes. West practice at traffic 7630 Quebec 4500. 1 mile to the southwest of Banks. We'll be heading back towards Hillsboro soon. West practice.
Okay, so, so the ATIS is 127.65.
127.65.
So I'll go ahead and put that one in here. Okay, and then we switch.
Make sure you're
Hillsboro formation, Papa 2053 Zulu, wind 0204, visibility 10, clear, temperature 32, dew point 14, altimeter 29er, 89er. Visual approaches in use, landing and departing, runway 31 left and 31 right. Notice is German, taxi opposite surface markings non-standard. Use caution for cranes between 1 and 1.2 miles east and southeast of Hillsboro Airport at 395 feet MS zone below. Runway 2 PAPI's out of service between 1600 and 2200 in Zulu. Use caution for helicopters operating both sides of runway 31.
Okay. We're gonna make our last call to the last practice area and then we're gonna call tower, okay? So the last call, we just make sure we say last call after. So we say last practice area, traffic 7630 in Quebec. 3 miles to the west of Banks. Level 4500 will be descending towards Forest Grove and then back to Hillsboro. Last call, last practice. Make sure we listen to anybody who's going to call it there.
First area to the 460 Papa is 5,500 feet over Shasta private airfield maneuvering, west practice area.
Okay, and so curb heat.
521 maneuvering, turn 3000.
And while we go down, we make our call to the tower.
Okay.
Make sure we're add some nose up trim. We want to descend, but not that much. There's a traffic there, see?
Yep. Another glider.
No, there's a Cessna. Yeah, that's a Cessna. I'll make my call to tower. Over the tower, Cessna 630 in Quebec. Just over the turning tree. Would like to be bound for landing with Papa.
Cessna 630, expect Hillsboro Tower, enter left down runway 31 left. Report midfield and say altitude.
We're 4,000 descending to 1200. We're gonna go over Forest Grove and then head back towards Hillsboro.
Clear, exact, roger. 4 Forest Grove, please.
Roger, 0 is Quebec.
Cessna 94 Papa, flash shut out, contact our 120.55.
And 10. So we just want to make sure we're slightly below 19, and then as we get to the green argument, then we push the carb heat back in. Okay. And they go pitch, airspeed above 85, powers 23, and trim. Nice and bumpy here.
When do we start our before landing checklist?
Yeah, it's nice to do it right prior to midfield. So as we're like pointing towards midfield, then we can do it. But we can do it in advance.
Okay.
Seat belts on.
Fuel shutoff valve on. Mixture set for altitude. Carb heat not on yet. Landing lights still on.
Already on.
And flaps is required.
Okay, flap standby.
Right.
Make sure, as we descend, I forgot to mention that. As we descend, we can reach in it, or as soon as we get to our altitude, we can go all the way to range.
Okay.
But when it's too hot like that, we can just leave it a little less than full range, okay? Because it's hot. because of the bumps. We just had enough power. Hillsboro Tower, helicopter 20343, departing 10 miles north of the field, inbound information.
Army Copter 20343, Hillsboro Tower. Maintain at or above 1,700. Enter right downwind, runway 31 left. Report right downwind.
Sure, right downwind, runway 31 left. Because of hot weather, we just go here, make sure it's dry.
Okay.
So usually here, midfield, we start turning, okay?
Okay. Bumpy down here.
Yeah. Can reduce power if it's bumpy like this. If it's too bumpy, we have to reduce it until we're below VA, okay?
Right.
We should stay at or below VA. And we can make a call. Hillsboro Tower says a 630 in Quebec, left downwind 31 left. Full stop. For this one,
Expect runway 31 left to the land.
clear to land 311. 0 in Quebec. We're very close.
Hillsboro Tower, fire final Papa, upwind the runway 31. Right, control stop.
She said,
5494 Papa, Hillsboro Tower, make left traffic runway 31 left to follow the Cessna on the left crossing.
since he said we're clear to land, we don't have to make any more calls to him, right?
Next, left traffic runway 31 left and follow traffic at
Hillsboro Tower says the 630 in Quebec, go on.
Right.
It does say 70 in Quebec, Hillsboro Tower, roger. Okay? So, bench for airspeed, power per altitude. See? Engine, power idle. See how fast we descend?
Yeah.
We don't want to descend fast. Power per altitude. Aggressively, okay?
Okay. So when we make our turn toward the field
Cessna
here,
Papa, number 2, follow Cessna base to final runway 31 left to the land.
What's your question?
what altitude are you aiming for when we level off here?
Hillsboro Tower, helicopter 223, Hotel Tango.
Going
Copter 223, Hotel Tango, no return.
Okay.
So,
3 Hotel Tango,
usually
we're hangar 53 for a south departure.
first notch of flaps. Since it's hot, I
Copter
don't
3
want to
Hotel Tango, after south departure is approved, Hillsboro,
Once my landing is there,
altimeter 2988, 205.
full flaps.
Copter 3 Hotel Tango. Copter 3 Hotel Tango, traffic is Cessna on the left downwind, midfield. Looking for the downwind traffic for 3 Hotel Tango. And in sight, full pass behind. Cessna 9 Sierra Papa, traffic helicopter departing the ramp southbound.
Yep.
As left as like this.
Traffic is safe and clear, Papa.
Sure, we level off. Power to... Oops. If we float like this, we add power, pitch up, power to idle, and flare, flare, flare. There. Brakes.
Copter, correction, Army Copter 20343, altitude restriction is canceled, report turning right base, runway 31 left.
Better didn't going like this.
Copter 343, altitude restriction cancel, report right base to 31 left.
Cessna 0 Quebec, contact ground point 7.
1.7, 0 in Quebec. And then heavy control towers. See?
Left stop, runway 31 left,
Slow down first. And then we want to go. Okay? This is really important.
Army Copter
Now we can open
343, you go to
windows
airware.
because we don't have any airflow.
affirmative, Copter 20343.
Army Copter 20343, after you can make your right turn, land at aero, be a turner.
Okay, and then we do our after landing checklist.
Correct.
So we do throttle to 1,000 RPM,
1,000.
flaps up,
Flaps up.
carby
Army
off,
Copter 20343, start your right turn now, go up to aero air, cross all runways.
Helicopter 343, direct to Aero Air.
Cessna 9 Sierra Papa, traffic, Blackhawks are going to be crossing the field, mid-field to aero air.
They go back to about the
How
flat
do you think,
range
clear, Papa?
where it was.
Cessna 904 Papa,
Okay.
number 2
Now
follow
we go
Cessna
back to
final, runway
Okay.
31 left
Lights is
to the land.
required.
Landing lights up. Just
Number 2,
stroke.
clear to land, runway 31 left,
Yeah.
and the
Transponder standby.
Number Papa.
Cessna 904 Papa.
Transponder to standby.
Okay. And radio, we're set to our ground frequency.
Now we make your call. Hillsboro Tower, Cessna 6308, Quebec. Runway 31 left at Alpha 6. Request taxi back to HAA.
That you called Hillsboro Tower, you meant to say.
6308 Quebec, Hillsboro ground, taxi to parking Alpha Mike, cross runway 2.
HAA via Alpha Mike, cross runway 208 Quebec. Yeah. Sometimes they say, oh, make sure you're clear right and clear left.
Okay.
Sometimes, you see, I make mistakes too. So sometimes they say, oh, Hillsboro ground.
Right.
Then you have, oh, okay, sorry. Correct. Or if you recognize soon and you're still making your call, they haven't even talked yet, you can say Hillsboro Tower. Instead of saying, oops, Hillsboro ground, no, you can say Hillsboro Tower, correction, Hillsboro ground.
So we turn our landing lights on,
all of
taxi, all the lights.
All lights, not all the electrical switches. Make
Right.
sure we clear left and right, but just the lights. And now we're off the runway, but we're not considered. We're only considered off the runway once we're past those.
Right.
Okay? Hold short lines, markings actually. Here, reduce power, brake just enough. Turn. You can feel you're feeling what I'm doing, right?
Yeah, I got my feet on there.
Okay. Now your controls, I want you to taxi.
Okay, my controls. I was going to ask if I could do some taxiing, so.
Yeah. You can go power to 1,000, not more than that. Go more right rudder. Then, now leave it here, neutral. Just go a little and then just enough. Now more to the right. Now we reduce power because you're gonna turn. Make sure you clear right.
Okay, I'm clear right.
Clear left and you go rudder.
A little bit of brake.
Enough. Just enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure
Rudder
you're
back
in
to the
between
right.
those two lines here.
Okay.
Then I can pull it through for you.
Okay.
My controls?
Your controls.
I have the controls. Yeah, after like 2 or 3 flights now, you're gonna get the hang of it. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's pretty straightforward.
It just wasn't quite what I was expecting.
Yeah, it happened to me when I was learning to fly too. It was very weird when I used the brakes for the first time.
Okay, so shutdown. Brake is required, throttle to 1,000. Electrical switches off.
Avionics off, except beacon.
Okay. Mixture idle cut off.
Okay, ignition switch off and key out. Okay, key out. Master switch off.
Control lock is after we leave the aircraft.
Okay.
It's nice and smooth above 3,005.
Yeah, it was a nice ride today. Much better than Saturday.
Yeah.